Nick, Andy, Sarah, and Emily were 4 friends who all went to the same local elementary school in Chestnut Street District in Salem, Massachusetts. It was the evening of Halloween, and this year, the friends had all gotten permission from their parents to go trick-or-treating on their own around the neighborhood. The friends didn't live too far from each other. At around 6 p.m., they all met up at the playground, dressed in their costumes, ready to have fun. Hey, look at this. I got my pumpkin bucket and 3 extra bags for the booty we're gonna collect tonight. Arr, matey. I'm gonna loot all the candy treasure in town tonight. Oh, shiver me timbers, Andy. You scared me. Not. You don't even look like a pirate. You look like a blinded parrot. Squawk. You see my hook, Emily? I don't think you want to be dangling on it, alright, Tinkerbell? Before you get to her, you'll have to go through me, alright? And trust me, defeating the living dead isn't an easy task. But teasing a princess sure is. Where's your Prince Charming, the nerd from 5th grade, Charlie Anderson, Princess Sarah? Shut up, Nick. I can't believe you were eavesdropping on us. Who said I was eavesdropping? Emily, you told him? Hehe. Yeah, 'cause we all know Emily has a crush on Nick. Hush hush, it's a secret, everyone. Sarah! Hey Emily, you know what it's like to kiss a vampire? It's a pain in the neck. The friends went to every house on the block, hoarding up as much candy as they could. They had planned to collect the most candy this year, and no one was getting in the way of that. They practiced a bunch of tricks just in case they got held up by someone who wanted to see a trick before the treat. But so far, they had gotten their prize quite easy. Their pumpkin buckets were almost brimming to the top, and it was only 7 p.m. They had a long way to go. Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. Give me candy, give me cake, give me something good to take. Alright then, what would you kids, vampire, princess, fairy, and parrot, like to have tonight? I'm a pirate, matey. Arr. And I'm not a princess, I'm a zombie. Here, touch my finger and see for yourself. Yikes, now that was scary. I was just teasing you. So, what will it be? Canned vegetables or meat? What? Ew, we want candy. Have a happy Halloween, kids. Whoa, that guy was awesome. He gave us all a ton load of candy. This is gonna last till next Halloween. The friends walked down the block, finally nearing the last one right before the dead end. Most people didn't come so far down this block, because that one house belonged to Mrs. Edith Alden. She was a creepy old lady that everyone around here chose to stay away from. It just wasn't that her house looked freaky on Halloween, but it was like that year-round. The wooden panels creaked in the wind. Some of the windows were boarded up towards the back of the house. Sometimes the lights would be off all evening, only to be turned on at strange hours of the night. Mrs. Alden lived all alone. No one knew if she was married or had any children, and she rarely had any visitors for that matter. But tonight, all the lights to her house were turned on, and it seemed that Mrs. Alden had even carved a few pumpkins of her own. You sure you want to go trick-or-treat at her house? I don't know. Mrs. Alden is weird. What if she starts scolding us for trespassing? You know how crazy old ladies can be. And chase us down the block? But we fixed the rule, you guys. We wouldn't skip a single house this Halloween. Yeah, but I don't think anyone else came here for candy. Come on, let's go. This place is giving me the heebie-jeebies. But just as the kids were about to step off the porch, Mrs. Alden's door creaked open. The kids all nervously stared at her big, creepy smile as she took out a huge bowl of candy. The friends were all excited when they saw how scrumptious all the pieces of candy looked. They had never seen candy look so delightful before. Out of all the houses they went to, all the 100 pieces of candy they collected, there was something about Mrs. Alden's candies that were exceptional. The friends looked at each other in joy. Together they shouted out in happiness. "Knock, knock, knock, here we come, a bag of flour, a bag of gum. You can choose whether trick or treat. Please give us something sweet to eat." Mrs. Alden let out the sweetest laughter as she pulled away the bowl of candy. Mm-mm-mm. "Not just yet. You kids can take all you like. But before you do, you have to call me Grandmother." The friends looked at each other awkwardly and then burst out laughing. "Okay, Grandmother," they all shouted. Mrs. Alden let down the bowl and the friends all dived in, hoarding the candies into their buckets. They were surprised at how nice Mrs. Alden really was. I guess you really shouldn't judge the book by the cover. Everyone was so afraid of Mrs. Alden while she was the sweetest old lady they had ever met. "Happy Halloween, Mrs. Alden," the friends shouted as they waved goodbye to her. Mm-mm-mm. Mrs. Alden shook her finger. "Oh, right. Happy Halloween, Grandmother." The kids laughed and skipped as they went down the street again. It was quite late now, 20 minutes to 8, their curfew time. The friends all walked back to the playground while enjoying Mrs. Alden's sweet treats. "This stuff is awesome. I can't believe we missed out on this the past few Halloweens." All she wanted was for someone to call her Grandma? Sweet old lady must be lonely. Hey, maybe if we meet her tomorrow again, she'll treat us to something more. Or maybe we should treat her to a gift of our own. From the playground, the friends all went their ways and safely returned home. Of course, their parents put limitations on how much candy they were allowed to have, but just like every other kid in the world, Emily, Sarah, Nick, and Andy all sneakily satisfied their sweet tooth. "Sarah, come on down for breakfast, sweetheart. It's getting late. How much longer are you going to stay in bed?" Sarah's mother, Mrs. Robinson, called out from the hallway. It was 9 o'clock, and Sarah hadn't come down to the kitchen. When another 10 minutes had passed, Mrs. Robinson became awfully curious and went to her daughter's room. When she got to the door, she was surprised to see Sarah was awake. She could hear candy wrappers crunching open already. She held her hips, barging into the room. "Sarah Robinson, are you supposed to be having candy this Mrs. Robinson froze upon what she saw. Sarah's mouth was drooling as she scavenged through her bucket of candy like a vulture. "Sarah, this is not the time to be eating candy," Mrs. Robinson said as she pulled the candy bucket away. But Sarah behaved like Mrs. Robinson's words didn't even matter to her as she scrambled up, jumping for the bucket of candy. Mrs. Robinson was surprised to see Sarah behave so strange. She stomped around in rage, her eyes becoming teary. "Give me more candy! I want more candy!" "Absolutely not," Mrs. Robinson said as she pulled her daughter out to the kitchen. "You've had enough sugar. Now you'll have some real food before you get sick. Even if you vomit out all that candy you ate already, it'll be better for you." Sarah sat on the table and banged on it, pushing away her plate. "Give me more candy. I want more candy." Mr. and Mrs. Robinson were worried seeing their daughter's condition. They had no words to describe it, but it was almost like she was addicted, and her body was craving more. After one point, Mr. and Mrs. Robinson gave in to her extreme tantrums and gave her what she wanted. But as much as Sarah wanted to eat candy, all she did was scavenge through her bucket, screaming out, "Give me more candy! I want more candy!" "You have all the candy in front of you, Sarah." "No, I want Grandmother's candy." Grandmother's candy? Mr. and Mrs. Robinson looked at each other. Which grandmother was Sarah talking about? Her grandmother didn't even live in this town. When Sarah continued on with her tantrums, things started to become scary for the concerned parents. Sarah hadn't eaten anything in the whole day. She didn't even drink. All she did was scream for Grandmother's candy. The parents started to suspect something was wrong with the candy Sarah collected with her friends the previous evening. Frantically, they called up the parents of Sarah's friends. "What are you saying, Mrs. Robinson? Nicholas has been behaving odd all morning. I've had to lock him in his room, but he's still banging on the door. Andrew has fallen extremely sick. He won't eat anything. We gave him the candy he's asking for, but he won't eat them either. We tried to stop Emily, but this poor girl has gone rogue for candy. She says she wants grandmother's candy. Grandmother's candy? Yeah, grandmother's candy. This has to be the strangest Halloween residents of Salem has seen in decades. Unusual symptoms of rage, addiction, and mental instability are being seen in young children, all going rogue for more candy. Doctors are bewildered by their condition and cannot pinpoint any odd substance in the candies that the kids had. However, the unusual symptoms continue to get worse. What is causing these strange behaviors in these innocent children? This is BII News, Salem, Massachusetts. It was in the middle of the night, just the day after Halloween, that Mrs. Alden heard her doorbell ring. She left all her things and hurried to see who came to pay her a visit so late. She was quite surprised to see some kids she recognized the day before. "Grandmother, we want more candy." "Grandmother, we came back for more candy." "Grandmother, won't you give us more candy?" "Grandmother, please give us more candy." A big smile spread across Mrs. Alden's lips. Everyone wants grandmother's candy. She laughed, ushering the kids inside. She escorted the kids to her backyard. Just like she took all the other runaway kids that showed up on her doorstep tonight. "Okay, children, who wants more of grandmother's candy?" "We do, Grandma," the kids all chanted. "What took you so long, Edith? We were all waiting for you." "I thought I'd bring as many of these delightful children as I could tonight." The effects should last longer this year. Let's begin. "I'm sorry to bother you, Mrs. Alden. You see, my child, he's gone miss... Oh, sorry. Am I at the wrong address? I thought this was the house of Edith Alden." "I think you're mistaken. I'm Zelda Lawsett." "Zelda Lawsett? What? We thought an elderly lady lived here." "Well, I moved here recently. Here's my ID. But you're right, Mrs. Alden used to live here, but she's moved out." "You two look worried. Is everything okay?" Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.